Since early 2014, the Productivity Commission has made numerous proposals which will greatly impact Australian literature and publishing. These proposals include changes from fair dealing to a US-style fair use system, parallel importation of books, and recommendations for reconsideration to the Copyright Act. How will these proposed changes affect not only writers and publishers, but Australian literature?
Now, the creative industries, and in particular the book industry, rely on copyright. It's critical. It's the thing that is traded and sold. And without strong copyright framework, the creative industries sort of don't exist.
The changes that are being proposed by the Productivity Commission at the moment are just really radical and extreme. And to understand where they're coming from, you can look at a section of their report which actually suggests that Australia should limit the term of copyright for 15 to 25 years from creation of the work. They then go on to say that's completely impossible, but the fact that they've put it there is a very clear indication of what they think the value of copyright and creative artists' work is, and we obviously do not agree with that position.
We think this is kind of insane. And the reason that we feel this is probably best demonstrated by looking at the back catalogue of any major writer in Australia. So Tim Winton's Cloud Street would technically be, therefore, out of copyright and therefore could be utilised as an adaptation in film, as a theatre piece, as any number of permutations or different forms or platforms or pieces. It could be utilised without permission of Tim Winton or his publisher, and with no remuneration back to the writer. Now, for any writer who's starting out, that's a very intimidating thought.
The Books Create Australia campaign is therefore very important to authors and publishers. The campaign fights to have these messages heard.
The Productivity Commission claims that these changes will make books more available and cheaper. They haven't provided any evidence to support that claim, and so we need to be letting the decision makers know of the other side of the story so that they are informed when they make a decision.
Readers understand that if you love your Mem Fox Possum Magic, if you love your whatever level we are up to in the Treehouse with Andy Griffiths, if you appreciate the great works that have come out from Tim Winton and Richard Flanagan, and if you can see some of the important voices that are coming up in Australian literature, like Maxine Beneva Clark and so on, if you think that that is worth risking for some very spurious economic arguments, if you think that's worth risking, then you're probably not a reader. But if you are a reader, you would value those voices and you would value the framework that makes them possible.
It's a bit unfair to ask Australian authors to kind of be the guinea pigs for this strange legislation.